All right, we're getting ready to get underway here with the Stepladder for the 15th Annual King Classic. Your 5 seed, Ryan Zagar, we'll talk about the roll-off he just won off air. He'll be facing Erick Pollock in the 4 seed. Sean Rash, 3 seed. Jessie Bus, 2 seed. Kevin McCune, 1 seed. I'm $2 Phil Bryla. Dan Giffords is going to be joining me shortly once we get through practice, and we will get you underway momentarily as we are getting ready to rock and roll here from Four Seasons Bowl in Freeport.
Erick, Pawlak, and Ryan Zagar, 2 balls on each winner on 13 and 14. Erick Pawlak will get the lane choice.
So what's going on through Facebook and YouTube is on that right there. That's your headset. So you're going to get a TV slider right here. So right now we're muted. I'll slide this in. I'll introduce this. I don't care if you're talking. I'll be here there to let you steer the ship with all the cameras. And then, yeah, somebody else can come in with an extra headset here. So if you want to bring one of the bus family or something like that, we talk to one of those. I'll shut up. Take care of the conversation.
Make sure that you have all that nail polish.
It's on there.
Sounds good. All right. Appreciate it.
Just had a guy make fun of me about it. He's like, why do you have nail polish on? Because my kid.
You got to do what you can for the kids.
All right, I'll bring this in right now. All right, and then joining me now is Dan Giffords. Dan, pretty interesting here. No reel before the Stepladder. Usually a lot of tournaments they have a reel, and we're just getting right into it. So does that favor the left-hander here with Erick Pollock after 8 games with 6 on a pair all day long? Oh, hold on 1 second. Let's try that.
Can you hear me now?
There we are. There we are.
I think the lefties are going to have the advantage here. Yeah, absolutely. Less traffic. The right side really blew open, especially around Game 3, Game 4. The guys that can get in and wheel it, great, but now you're going to have to worry about carrying a corner pin when you're playing that deep. So I think the lefties got the advantage here. But you've also got a major title winner in Sean Rash. He's got to get through that. You've got Kevin McCune, which is arguably one of the hottest bowlers on the planet right now with his new contract with Roto Grip. So, I mean, Phil, it's going to be a fun one.
Yes, it will be. No doubt about it. So your 4 seed's Pollock. He'll have lane choice. 5 seed is Zagar. He won a roll off 59-47 against Darren Bloomquist.
Yep.
3 seed waiting in the wings for the winner of this match, Sean Rash. Then the 2 seed Jessie Bus. 1 seed Kevin McCune. Who's your pick?
Sentimentally, I got to go with Jessie. Yeah,
Okay.
right. Sentimentally, I got to go with
pressure.
Jessie. 15th annual. It's Richie's tournament. I think it's going to be a Rash McCune final, though. So, but Pollock's left-handed, so I can't take that away either.
Right.
Getting ready to go here. Finishing up on practice.
Yeah, Pollock will have lane choice, and it's all about this man right there. There you see the banner for 1, Richie Bus.
That is so cool. I guess Jessie had that sitting around waiting. He'd had it sitting, hidden away, obviously, protected, keeped. So,
Yep, and apologies, some of the cameras are going to be a little bit bumpy right now, so we got a pretty big crowd still hanging around. They're crowding around the cameras, so we'll make sure everything's good as we go along.
you know, I was talking to Jeff about this here just not too long ago, too. 15th annual, and this field just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger every year.
Yes, it does.
4 seed Erick Pawlak versus 5 seed Ryan Zagar. Once again, thanks for everyone coming out. How about one round of applause to get this kicked off?
All right, so here we go. He said Pollock had lane choice here, and he's actually going to start on the right lane.
Oh,
wow.
He had a couple of 710s
Throughout the course of the day?
early on, and then he straightened it out. And like game 7, he had one. Almost flirted another one in game 8.
You can still give it away a little bit as a lefty. There's still a little bit down lane to where you can bump it off of. Right? The right blew up. It got ugly.
And there we go. And the spare for Pollock. Interesting, he wants to finish the match last. Usually you see a lot of players, they just want to. Hold on, am I missing something? Yeah, why didn't.
Yeah, he started on the right.
He started on the right lane. And usually on TV we get the left lane start.
Must have just said, which one do you want to finish on? If you want to finish it, yeah. So, all right, whatever.
Well, as long as they still do the 1-2-2-2-2 and doesn't screw me up too bad.
Right, no kidding.
That's all I care about.
It's just backwards.
I got my workout over here juggling cats. You can see nice crowd still around. As Zagar starts with an opening strike.
Yeah, this is our first time having you in here, man. This is awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you very much. This is pretty big. So hopefully to have you back again for many more of them. So
yeah, well, you know, the sponsors were gracious enough with Miller Lite and Brands of Brunswick to bring me in. There you see he's in front of the ball return, only the 3-step.
Oh.
And sometimes dealing with the 3-step is a little tough.
He had to punch out. I bowled next to him all day long. He had to punch out in the 10th frame, at least get the first one, to go around a kid that I was bowling with. And in front of the ball return, you got to have at least a double, and you're taking 3 steps. And he packed both of them. So you want to talk about pressure, you know, and that's a feat all on its own.
Looking at it, and that's kind of a surprise that he'd take that route, but makes it happen. And there you go, straight spare to start for Zagar.
So what time did you wind up getting in last night then?
Oh, I was here yesterday at 10:30 unloading equipment and then setting everything up, running 40 lanes of Ethernet and electric cables and testing everything and setting everything up and tearing it all down to get it out of the way for open play.
Oh, jeez.
It took about 9 hours.
Wow.
So and I was back here at 7:30 this morning setting it up.
Oh,
that is a huge break there for Pollock. It's one of those ones where the 5 gets tossed around a couple different directions before it goes down.
Light hits a strike hit. Shakers are good. Yeah, you're just a one-man crew too, aren't you? It's just you.
That's it, man. I am the production crew. I am I'm my own production assistant. $2 Phil on the commentary. Philly B on the camera here. You know.
Shout out to the one guy.
PJ on the production assistants. And yeah, we're doing pretty well.
Pollock stepping up here on the right lane. Pretty close. Oh.
Is his ball roll going to be affected by where he's playing in the front part of the lane, as deep as we've seen the righties get on this beaten path pattern? It's definitely well beaten path now. No doubt about it.
Overly beaten.
Yeah.
It could. I mean, the laydown, is he's starting to cheat right. We had a lot of guys that were dumping it next to the gutter on the right side, you know, so, I mean, that's a good possibility.
Yeah. So Giffords gets himself all set for this 7-pin conversion. Keep it clean. I think the scores are going to see a little lower in the Stepladder than we've seen as the tournament progressed all day long. And once again, as I said, minor earthquake on occasion, as we have
lots of motion still.
Lots of motion, lots of people. Nobody quite a few Miller Lights in hands. Thank you for those that are helping with that sponsorship. A couple of Brunswick bowling balls being thrown as well. Nice 50-50 raffle and ball raffle today. Raised quite a bit of money. It went back in the prize fund. $1,750 on top, as the 4 does not go for Zagar. I Thinks he threw a better shot there from the reaction, shaking his head on the way back. See, that's why I love this camera, because when bowlers can kind of fake it, walk backwards, that kind of thing, you can't fake it when I got this on you. Zagar making sure there's nobody practicing down in 3 and 4 before he goes.
And these lanes were not redressed. This is exactly how they were after game 8 of qualifying on this title pair. So there was no re-oil.
Yeah.
So what you see is what everybody dealt with after, through 8 games of qualifying.
Yep.
This is what's left over.
Ryan wearing the top-notch Bowling Pro Shop logo. Matt Gasson, owner of that pro shop. Couple locations in the greater Milwaukee area. One in Waukesha, one in Racine. And Matt, one of our sponsors for our Brew City Bowling TV shows we have up in the greater Milwaukee area. So
Matt's a good dude. He was my storm rep in the Midwest region for the longest time, yeah. So I decided to resign that commission, stay at home. He's got his own pro shop, like you said now. And Matt's a good dude.
Yep. So, and that adjustment.
Oh.
And he still comes up light. So how much deeper can he actually go? I mean, before you just got to go, hey, go back to the right. And
start zinging it.
Yeah.
Yep. Take something weaker out, gets down the lane a little bit cleaner. Even then throwing the weaker stuff, too, it may not get there. It's speed sensitive no matter what, too, right now. So it's – I think I agree with you. This is probably going to be a low-scoring affair here. I mean, I think the first guy to 220 is probably going to win this.
Scenic route, gets them both. And we're not seeing strings like we saw, but then again, the little bit of added pressure in a stepladder, especially when you know how much money is out there for our, not just for the winner. Right now you walk in, look at the difference is huge. 400 for fifth, $1,750 if you take it all the way.
Yep.
That's
$1,350 from the first match to the last match. And there's a bet you win involved, too, which I'm sure all.
I was going to say, do we know all the players were in?
I'm not 100% sure. If I were to guess, the top 5 probably all got into it.
Yeah. And if they're not in, does it go to the next person in line?
That's a good question.
I was going to check on that during qualifying and failed to do so.
With it being an annual tournament, I'm almost wondering if they'll carry it over to next year.
I think that would be a perfect thing to do if somebody wasn't in. So we'll check with Jared between games here, or on the bet to win situation. How much? Figure if half the bowlers got in, if it was what, $10 an entry?
Yep, $10
so
an entry.
If half the bowlers got in, it's another $500 on top for the bet you win. So this match, other than 3 pins, pretty similar right now. Thing is that we got a strike on the border for Pollock, so he can get this out to 13. If you can strike here in the 5th.
Gave a little more room. There we go.
I think he's happy with that one. He might not be showing it at the moment, but I think he's happy.
Cool, calm, collected.
Yeah. I love it again. Bobby Schmidt. Jessie wins or we riot. It doesn't do you any good to riot unless you're in the building. If you riot in your own home, it doesn't do you any good. What are you going to do? You end up having to buy yourself new furniture once it's all done. So, hey, Kenny Seymour, thanks for dropping in. Sam, thanks for dropping in as well. Oh, that
change.
Did a bunch of work there for Zagar.
So he went something just a little bit stronger there, I think. The pride is what he's throwing now.
And you can't be shy about making a ball change at this stage in the tournament.
Well, you've only got one game, so those changes. If you can grind it out during qualifying, that's one thing. And just kind of go, I don't want to get myself in trouble. You have no chance to get in trouble here.
So
you've got to do it now.
He had to go more aggressive with the cover stock.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't keep up on the cores. Well, you can't hit that pin in any more perfect of a spot to not have it fall right in the center of gravity. Slid it a good 1.5 inches or so.
Flat bottom.
Hey, it's nice to know they got good wood here at Four Seasons Bowling Center. Jeff not shying away from. I saw that he had all the old pins available for sale.
Yep.
So relatively fresh wood here inside of Four Seasons.
Gonna go hard and straight at this one, I'm thinking. Plan.
Yeah, Ryan's
very knowledgeable player. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And he's had a couple of hot weeks on some other smaller events up in Wisconsin. Beloit Daily News took it down with a 279 in the last game of that competition.
Nice.
And then there was a small tournament up around the Green Bay area yesterday, and he took that. I think he got done, he said, about 1 in the morning, and we started here at 10:30. So that's 4 hours of driving between Green Bay and Freeport.
And oh, by the way, your night's not done. You got to run it all the way to the top.
Yes, indeed.
You qualified 5th, so.
Look it out.
I think it'd be okay to watching that paycheck get bigger and bigger the more he bowls, though.
Giffords fell off that one a little, or Pollock fell off that one a little bit, and you could see the result when he fell off of it. You don't get the proper leverage. Thought you were bowling there for a second, but you're right-handed.
Yeah,
so
I wish I was bowling still.
Did you get a check?
I did not.
Oh,
I had a
okay.
chance to strike out in the 10th last game to get to 135 over. I still would have been too short. But
Okay.
I had a 277 today, so it was all right.
Yeah. This is not an easy field. If you don't bowl a lot of tournaments, this is not an easy field to try to come into and think you're going to get a win out of it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I mean, look at our top 3. Major winner on tour, former tour player, major winner on tour.
I did get lucky enough down in Davenport on Wednesday. Won the New Year's tournament down there, so that was pretty fun. But
Didn't they used to have it in, down the road a little bit farther?
Muscatine.
Muscatine, that's right. It was Rose Bowl and Muscatine.
You got it. Yep, that's the same
So
one.
now the same tournament, just they moved it to a different center.
Yep, went to a different center this year. Rose Bowl wasn't going to do it for this year for whatever reason that was, and they picked it up down at Bullmore in Davenport. And so chances are it's probably going to be back either to Rose Bowl or Leisure back in Davenport again next year. But so
let's see what Pollock can do here.
it's a better shot. You betcha.
Just pured it. Well done.
Got us a match, $2 fill.
Yes, indeed. So 249, the maximum for Pollock. He's in the driver's seat by 10 pins is the maximum for Zagar. 237, if my bowling math is correct.
I like your math. Flush.
He's got that left lane down. What does he do here to fix the right lane? And you got to get the double here in the night. If he doesn't double here, it's pretty much over.
He's
I'm
in
gonna
trouble. Yep.
Right. I don't see Pollock. I mean, Pollock in game 6 or 7 today, he had took out 4 through the middle, then chopped the 2-8 off, and then promptly in the next frame, pocket 7-10. I don't see that duplicating itself again today.
That was the one and done there for that one today.
Yeah.
Yep.
So once again, look at that. Hugging the ball return. That left thigh basically on top of it.
Taking 2 steps out of his approach. He got through that good. Ooh.
The lean. 6 goes. Into the flat cutter,
missed that one just a little bit at the bottom. Looked like he got out of it pretty good. Well, he's going to be in a sticky spot here. He's got, what, 2 left.
Yep.
Pollock's still looking at 240.
And Pollock's got to be feeling pretty good right now. Having the foundation frame coming up on that right lane, but he has the, same. He's got the opposite problem with Zagar. Zagar's got the left lane down, can't get the right lane. Pollock's got the right lane down, can't get the left lane. And it's surprising that Pollock's finishing on this left lane.
That was his decision, too.
Yep. You see, making sure that hand is in the ball. It looks like a pretty, I don't want to say tight fit, but he definitely makes sure that thumb hole is
super snug. Got it out. Big double. Huge double.
That is a Hulk smash double. Hulk smash!
Hulk smash.
And now get that strike in the foundation frame and really make things basically mandatory strike mode for Zagar after that.
Strike here, he's pretty much going to almost lock this up. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Does Randy say that? Daddy lockups?
Yeah. That wrist turned under. 5 to the line. A little left from before. Oh!
The 7 goes.
I thought that was going to be week 7 as far left as that got. I did not think it was going to have the energy to get back. He must have just either.
He must have gotten a lot of it at the
Give it-
bottom.
yeah.
Then. Yep.
So many different ways a player can adjust on a shot in order to change ball reaction. I mean, he's still sitting in one of the same bowling balls he was sitting in late in the block. Like I said, as soon as he went 4 out, 4-2, and then pocket 7-10, I thought, oh, he's got to change balls, and he just stuck with it and changed speed, line, and hand position, and boom, next thing you know.
Those little tips and tricks that everybody's
Right.
got. That's all it takes. A little bit of ball roll, a little bit of tilt, a little bit of axis rotation here or there. Just gets the ball to do so many different things. And the really good players know those. Which there is no shortage of talent on this show tonight.
That is very true.
Zagar's got 2:17 left.
Mandatory strike mode for Zagar.
He's got it.
Just enough of a scramble.
Steps up, punches out here. He's still going to force Pollock to mark.
I love the houndstooth on the top of that shirt, by the way.
Right.
It messes just enough with the camera. HD, you can't HD houndstooth. That's impossible. Just starts blurring around, and you see the big exhale there and knows the situation.
It's pretty close. Oh!
Almost a 7-9.
That's going to about wrap this one up here.
Yes, indeed. So a stay behind the foul line situation for Pollock, and he'll move on against, hey, here you go. You just won past one of the best amateur players in the Midwest, former PBA regional member for Zagar. Hey, you're going to get Sean Rash.
Yeah, why not?
Enjoy.
Yeah.
And if you get through Sean Rash, you get the house favorite, Jessie Buss.
So all the emotions there for that one, and then, keep going. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, Kevin McCune. Jeez.
Yeah, have fun.
Murderer's Row.
That's exactly it. You couldn't have called that any better, Dan. It's Fox Sports 1 worthy of a lineup with those three there. I mean, Jessie, his quite a few years on tour back before the pandemic, and wow.
My goodness. Well, now wait. Yeah, so
Yeah,
he,
I was
so
gonna
he,
say, he had
had
to count.
enough. Yep.
Yep.
I had to wait. I can't do math that quick. Whoa. Suppose he tried something there?
I don't know. Once again, we saw him try to, change it up last time where I thought he was going to leave that week 7, and it kicked out. So
Final score. Erick Pollock, 2-14. Ryan Zagar, 2-05.
So we've got ourselves some practice coming up for Sean Rash. Rash will get 2 on each lane, if I heard correctly.
Yes, sir.
The next round will be Erick Pawlak with a gain of 214 to 205. Facing 3 seed Sean Rash. Sean Rash, you can get 2 balls on each lane, and we'll proceed.
All right, Dan, for those of you that have never met you before, I mean, I know you from Facebook as of yesterday, but
nice to
give
meet you.
everybody a little background on yourself during the break here as Sean's going to get some practice.
No problem. Well, I live in Comanche, Iowa, actually. Used to actually bowl a lot of the regionals and whatnot.
Okay.
Just had a son. He just turned 2.
Ah,
so
cool.
I have been playing daddy, so doing a lot more of that. But bowl 3 nights a week, bowl a lot of tournaments, bowl here a lot. Just try to stay relevant with the sport. Got actually re-signed with Storm and 900 Global this year, so pretty cool thing there. And had a pro shop at one time, and then that was in the year of 2020, and we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, indeed.
but
Fully with you on that.
yep. But other than that, that's about it, man. Just try to hit as many tournaments as I possibly can. But Still like to, above and beyond, I love to play daddy. So that's the most important thing to me.
Not a bad thing at all. It must have been a lot of Ryan Zagar fans or something. All of a sudden, Zagar loses and half the crowd clears out. So
that's okay. When the semifinal match shows up, then everybody's going to show up. I think we're going to be getting joined by one of the Bus family here.
Yes, indeed. So.
So if you need to cough, hack, or whatever, you're on mute right now. Use slider number 2, pull it down, pull it back up when you're done hacking and coughing or whatever. So, all right, ready? I'm going to bring us over while Sean's practicing.
All right. I kind of enjoy these days where I got somebody in the booth with me. I can help out. I can kind of steer the ship a little bit more because we're going to let Dan take over here, and Dan's going to take over with Jason Buss for a little commentary here during Game 2 of this Stepladder. So it's the Dan Gifford and Jason Buss show. Enjoy, gentlemen.
Very sweet. How about that, huh?
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. I like it.
You're going to carry us here?
Well, I'm going to try. We'll
Okay,
see. Yeah, don't be too heavy on me.
No.
Yeah, pull it up. Yeah. Oh, we go. There we go.
So we are talking about the 15th annual Richie Bus tournament. How about that, man? That's pretty sweet.
It is absolutely awesome. I was actually going to ask if I could talk today, just because I don't want the fact that everybody that shows up here, we got 150 bowlers, whatever, and I don't want it to, the fact that we're here for Dad. Mm-hmm. A lot of these guys don't understand, don't know Dad, so they're just here, and it's good that we're still here doing this for him.
Absolutely.
And we keep getting, full fields, and that's great.
Yeah. Let me interject for a second, and then I'll shut up again. But I know of your father from Jeff Rickles from the 11th Frame .com blog that Jeff does, and I've known Jeff for a while with that. And when he first started doing the blog, one of the main things he always made sure he covered was this event. He won it the second year it was in place and something like that. And I got to hear a couple things about your dad from Jeff just in text messages back and forth, and that's why when Jeff asked me to come down, when he said, "Hey, we're going to make the live stream happen," perfect, I'm down here, because I just heard that your dad was just a legendary. You don't want the term "great guy" is overused in bowling so much, but let's go with spectacular guy, and just nice to everyone, and just would take time out of people's way. New people to the PBA regional tours, he would make sure that they were accepted, that type of thing. And so, like I said, when Jeff goes, "Hey, come on down," and what I heard from Jeff Riggles, I'm like, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's let more people know about the legend of your father." So, and tell us a little bit about his bowling career.
He didn't have the he won a few regionals here and there. He won a lot of local stuff. But he was a quiet, mild-mannered guy. You never hardly heard him make a peep. The guy could shoot 300. He could shoot 150. You would never know the difference between the two, which is vastly different from myself and Jessie.
Uh-huh.
We're both, myself, I'm outspoken, loud. You know what I mean? When we're bowling well, we're loud. You know what I mean? And he was not like that at all. So, I don't know that he liked that out of either of us, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it was good. We miss him dearly.
No matter what, you're still your own person too. So I mean, I'll put that to Dick Weber, Pete Weber.
Oh.
Dick was the same situation, very mild-mannered, very easygoing, same situation there, and then look at who Pete is. So, same situation there, I think. But
Sure.
how'd you bowl today?
I bowled fantastic. I did not score well.
Fair
the
enough.
10-pin did not go down like I would like it to. I don't even know what. I think I was plus 80 or something. So I'm happy with the way I bowled. Some days are good, some days are bad. So, I don't do this very much anymore. So when I can get out here and do this, there's a few tournaments a year I do.
Well, you just won the Christmas Eve Classic here just a couple weeks ago down here.
I did, and I only came here just to get 8 games under my belt, so I wasn't a slug after 8 games here, and I got to Game 6, and it didn't help, but it's okay. Seeing Jessie make the final 2 here, hopefully we got somebody. I made a Facebook post this morning. just saying we're here to honor a man, and if please let me strike, and if it's not me, please let it be a bus.
For sure.
So we have one left, and hopefully he can get it done because this place is going to erupt. At least you're going to hear me for sure.
That's all right. We're good with that.
How did you bowl today, Dan?
I bowled okay. I went 103 over. So
Nice.
That was all right. So kind of just hung around. Had 277 game 2. Just hung around.
The pattern wasn't hard, I didn't think. It was there was a lot of over-under.
Yep.
I was in super, super deep, so I didn't have a lot of over-under, but going from one end of the house to the other was rough.
Yep.
It always like that in this place when you go from, down at the high end, and then you come down here, and it's like, holy.
Especially in the middle of a block, too. I got fortunate to where I started on the end pair all the way down to the high end.
Mm-hmm.
So then once I got that out of the way, I came down here and was able to run the house heading towards the front, heading towards the high end at game 2. So I didn't get that massive transition, like say hitting the high end.
You got
game
it out of the way
3.
early, sure.
I got it out of the way early, yeah. So which was definitely helpful. But.
No, and it was definitely strange for me. Game 4 and 5. I think it was lane. I'll say 29 to 30, but it drastic difference.
Yep.
Where you're taking 3-4 frames before you
Find it.
hopefully you don't open and.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta get the names and lights, guys. Gotta get the names and lights.
Hey, check that out.
How about that?
That's cool. Like that. We do have some bowling going on. Erick Pollock, our 4th seed, he's taking on Sean Rash here. What's there more to say about Sean Rash? We're talking about a PBA major champion.
Probably Hall of Famer.
Sean's going to throw a lot of
Probably
strikes because his babysitter's going home early, I guess. So Sean's got babysitter issues from what I heard earlier today with from Jeff Johnson. So
Oh, boy.
lots of strikes need to be thrown. So that's some incentive.
Right?
That's an interesting. That's right. He switched grip companies.
He switched to Joe Post.
Joe Post. So that's their little locking.
So please tell me
Cool.
the difference. I don't do this very much. And I did see someone here from locally that had one, and I asked him, what in the hell is that? So that's what you need to change the grip out now?
Yeah, so Joe Po's they've still got the same screw kind of deal going on, but you have to put that tool inside because down at the very bottom there's just like a little square. It's like
Sure.
an Allen head kind of. You
Yep.
stick it in, twist it in down that way, and that actually unlocks the mechanism so you can pull it out a lot easier.
So explain is there a benefit to that versus the old
Whoa.
every
Well, apparently not because his thumb just came out. Oh, my, and he
And he
got him
carried
all
him.
to roll.
Oh,
my
my
goodness. Wow.
nice
To
job,
answer your
Sean.
question about that, I'm not sure what the advantage is because that's a thumb slug that just popped out of that ball.
And it wasn't supposed to.
He must
yeah.
not. And there's
Must not have clicked it.
Yeah, there's a screw system. There's like threads on the outside of the insert, of the thumb insert, and then the outside of the outer sleeve as well. So it's supposed to turn that way. So he must have turned it really hard or something, or that was the outer sleeve with it and the inner sleeve. And I've had glue separate on other lifts in the past where it just all of a sudden the glue just breaks away and I'll send the ball to the ceiling. I did that a couple of times with a unnamed thumb, but that was just because of the glue that was used. It was a pro shop at a bad. You never know you have a bad batch of glue till all of a sudden a bunch of people come in and go, hey, by the way,
My thumb's not in my ball anymore. Yep.
I saw somebody put one through a ceiling tile one time.
Oops.
Yeah. That's a good way to stop a tournament. It happened during a tournament, too. It's a great way to stop a tournament.
Just leave it out there. Play it as it lies. Pollock stepping up. Frame 2.
I do like the golf analogy.
I like that.
Would much rather be on a golf course than watching bowling.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. I love watching bowling. That's fine. It's cold enough outside right now. There we go. Good shaker. And whenever I can get on the golf course, I try to.
Harold Bright in the Facebook chat. Jason Buss, you the man, bro. So you got the man and broed by Harold in the chat. You got to be.
Harold, why are you not here?
That's a good question.
There was a few Rockford fellas here today, which
Okay.
is good to see. Sean Gibson, Ron Gwaltney, to name a few. Need a few more of them to show up every once in a while.
But you look at the lineup of 102 quality players in this field. You get this top 5, you've earned it, and it wasn't that spaced apart.
Yeah, top to bottom.
pinfall.
Top to bottom, they were pretty tight. I mean, it was.
I know, what was it, going into Game 8, there was the top 15 or whatever were within 40 pins of each other.
Yeah.
I mean, so it was a.
You're talking game 8 on a pattern like this, that could swing easily. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's
Especially if you got the, I mean, if you got the right look, it's,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, if you get to game 8 and you got a good look and you're not wasting 4 frames trying to find something.
See, now that time Sean didn't use the tool. He just screwed it in with his thumb.
Did he go back to the old one?
Well, he's using 2 different balls right now. He's
Yeah.
got the Road Warrior on the right lane and the Origin on the left. So I don't know if he's just got, if he put a different thumb in it. Didn't affect him. I mean, that's Maple Moxie there.
That's why he's won a lot.
You know, a lot of stuff gets made about ball companies changing ball companies and stuff. Bowling's a feel game. Even though it usually might be the same materials that they make thumb sleeves out of, whether it's Jopo or Turbo or Vice,
Yep.
there has to be a feel thing going on as well, one would think, for Sean right here.
Absolutely.
I mean, every nylon or whatever material they're using in these thumb slugs got to feel a little bit different. And he's not the kind of guy to use, 87 pieces of tape,
Right.
a la Norm Duke.
87 pieces of tape, 1 piece of cork. Pretty close. Whoa.
Yeah.
The chicken wing special.
Interchangeable grips, though, saved Norm Duke's career for a couple of extra years. When Cecil Scarborough from Vice finally convinced Norm to use an interchangeable thumb. Because Norm was ready to hang it up. I was on the loading dock with him at the Hall of Fame Classic in 2019. Ready to hang it up. And what does Norm do later on in the season? Back-to-back wins.
on the kids tour.
Yep.
On the kids tour.
He had so much elbow pain and stuff like that from trying to shape bowling, shape thumb holes and working on it, twisting things and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, Cecil tells it, let me try something here. Harold said he didn't sign up in time and it was sold out, so that's why he was not here. But you can have a beer with people.
Right? Come down anyway.
He could have, Harold. That is a terrible excuse because this thing has been shared on Facebook for months, buddy.
He's gonna have to
Next year,
he's gonna have to buy around. Somebody introduce me to him next year to make sure he buys around.
yeah, next year, you need to be here.
Didn't like it.
Shot, Eric.
Match number 1, we saw a battle of trying to throw doubles. Didn't work very well. Pawlak caught a little something at the end. This one, let's just come out firing for everybody.
He's such a solid player, though.
Nothing fancy.
No, and I think I said earlier, this is damn near close to the Wichita top 5. Jesse's Wichita, Rash, Pollock, all Wichita. Zagar was he was
Robert Morris.
Robert Morris.
Yep.
Morris. With Gasson and Marshall Kent.
Yeah, where's Gasson at?
Jake Kent.
I see Zagar and Gasson going back and forth on Facebook all the time. Why is he not here? He's still around too, isn't he?
Gasson's got a pro shop about 10 minutes from my house in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Matt Gasson, if you're listening, you need to be here.
He's actually got 2 pro shops now.
Nice.
He just Lenny Borsch Jr. He bought Lenny Borsch's pro shop. Lenny's
did he?
retiring, health issues, that kind of thing. So Lenny's still staying with that shop part time. Now it's called Top Notch instead of Lenny's Bowler's Choice Pro Shop. And Lenny, I don't know if you're watching on a Sunday afternoon with football going on, but he's still fighting that cancer battle, and he's fighting it hard. So I saw him a couple of days ago at the pro shop.
He might be, though.
watch it.
Packers got beat in the end there on the field goal, so he might be watching.
He might be tuning in.
Yeah, it might be. So he and a lot of other older gentlemen waiting for that PBA 50 tour schedule to get out here.
It's going to be coming before you know it.
Yeah. We know Jeff Johnson's waiting on that schedule.
Absolutely. Well,
He is.
He even told me, too, he goes, if I don't have to bowl, I can just go ball rep for a while, I will, because he was bowling so many games over the course of the last month and a half, 2 months, and it just, he goes, if I can cut back a little bit, that'd be great.
This might be a battle of attrition here. This pair might be getting fried.
Back to back. Yeah, you just see. Roll that elbow early, and you have nothing but problems. Do you ever do any drills to make sure you don't roll that elbow over early? Is there any drills somebody can do, or is it just a feel thing?
I think it's a feel thing, personally. I mean, you can try to keep tucking as much as you possibly can into the body, just to make sure, but if you're having to get in and go that far left and circle it, it is so easy to let that elbow tick out on you.
And I don't bowl enough to even comment on that situation at all. I mean, I have 16 games all season, so.
Well, Sean made a comment walking in the door today. He goes, hey, this is the first tournament for me of 2025. This is the first tournament in a long time. He's been doing a lot of clinics. He's been traveling a lot. He had a Asia tour he did October or so with a bunch of PBA and PWBA pros. So, yeah, doing a lot of clinics and stuff like that. You don't get enough time for yourself on the lanes and stay sharp.
Right. It's the perfect time to do it is come out to this one, and you know you're going to have a good field. It's going to get tough. He's just got a
he's
bad
getting burnt. Yeah,
he's getting toasty. I think this is where Pollock's going to wind up shining because he's got nobody over there with him.
No,
so.
he doesn't.
Well, loser of this match, $500 for fourth place. That's $1,750 on top. Looks really juicy right now in this match.
We said put the bet you win in on top of it. And there's a lot to bowl for right now.
Yeah, we got to find out how much is in that bet to win. There's got to be somebody we can flag down here somewhere eventually. Because, yeah, you juice another $500 on top of that or so. My goodness.
It's $2,200.
Yeah. We'll have a round on the winner.
Absolutely we will. 4-2. Pollock's in control here. I mean, he's not doing anything too spectacular, too fancy with it. Like I said, he's kind of keeping it. He's keeping it in play.
How much money's in the bet to win?
370.
370 in the bet you win.
Yeah,
okay.
Over 2K you're walking out the door with. Well, you think you're walking out the door with.
Oh, tripping the 6. My goodness.
When it's going your way.
He grinded there for a little bit too. He grinded a little bit too through the middle way through the game. Everybody caught over under. I talked to Jerry Marsh for a little bit, and he shot. I think it was 300 the second game, and then he kind of not grinded. 230, 210 for Pollock.
Just maintain.
Yeah, right. You're just holding on and not have the $180 show up.
Yep, exactly. Shoot a big game like that and just maintain. That's all you need. Stay relevant.
But he still had to work hard, to make it.
Yeah.
You'll see Pollock in your picture here. Give you a nice look at how he's playing the lanes on the left side.
Ooh, got it. Rolling it.
Watch the Sandman put that 7-pin to bed. No nighttime story for you, 7-pin.
Do or die for Rash here. He's got to get off the page to put any kind of pressure on Pollock. I mean, we're talking a huge hole here, but never know, though.
Yeah, he doesn't get this one here. I think it's night-night.
It still hooks early.
It's done.
Lord.
How can the mids tear up so quick? Usually it's the front of the lane that,
I want to...
So we had a lot of people to start off. Beaten path, you generally want to try stay on the beaten path, stay close to the track. The friction was so early with everybody. They were so poppy off the back end. You had a bunch of people that were just chasing left immediately right during practice, game 1, and they had surface on their stuff. And it's like there's going to be nowhere to go by the time we get to game 6, game 7, and that's what it showed up to be.
Well, and then urethane as well.
Yep.
It was really, to me, you do this way more than I do, but when I saw people next to me with urethane, it was a head scratcher because this isn't a pattern 4 urethane.
No.
Why?
Why?
Why are you doing that? And it's going to be tough. I mean, Pollock's sitting in the driver's seat at this point. My brother still has yet to go, but it's going to be tough because he's going to have a nice, clean look. He can just keep moving right.
Sean's got to be 6 left with his feet from when he started.
I mean, that's going to do that. You're
going to do
see
that.
The flat 10.
Yeah, he's got 6 boards left with his feet. That's an amazing move to make in that short of a period of time to find something. At least in my eyes.
Backs against the wall, you got to do something drastic,
And especially with the player that he is too.
Yep.
He's no dummy, so he's going to make the proper adjustments.
He's that guy that's been on TV before, and heck, you just you take 5 minutes on TV with all the lights and whatnot. Nobody's throwing a shot. The lanes have transitioned because the lights are sitting down on the lanes, burning everything up. So
it's not as bad as it used to be. The LEDs aren't bad. The old tungsten lights. I remember that from when they used to tape some local bowling shows in Milwaukee, and even 8 mils of oil back then, even in the 80s with with Dave Traber throwing a 50 grit urethane ball that he probably threw rosin on top of to make sure it hooked.
How's old Dave Traber doing?
I haven't seen him a long time
Dave,
either.
Dale, rest of them.
I saw Dale about 6 months ago. Dale's doing okay. He retired from PBA regional competition. He took his banner home from Liberty Lanes a couple of years ago when he got done, and Daryl, I see.
I was just
Brian.
going to say there's a third one.
And Daryl's son Brian. I see Brian bowling a bunch of stuff around the Milwaukee area too. So
sure.
Brian's the big. Actually, Daryl hooks it more than his kid does. His kid hooks it probably about as much as Dale does.
Oh, wow. So nothing.
off the corner.
But Brian almost Cheetah at Liberty Lanes. There was a super regional there back in like 2017, and Brian Traber almost made the stepladder there because he had nothing. Yeah. So we saw that earlier for Pollock. The tide may not be turning this match.
That's going to be the only hope for the righties, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, he started game 1 of the stepladder flirting with.
So even then, too, even though he's on the left-hand side, you still got to be he's still got to be sharp. Yeah. I mean, you can't just take it for granted and throw it out there. He's still got to be sharp and execute, otherwise that kind of stuff happens. He left, 379 in the 10th frame, game 1 also, too. Yep. Just missing it, just a little bit left.
Yeah, I don't want to do the lefty-righty debate, but he obviously has a little bit less over there than we had. But hopefully the next match here, Jessie can figure something out.
I think Jessie
obviously
can.
Unbiased.
What? No. Rash is going to go ahead and finish up here. Match is over. And man, even that hustle rip is still taking off. It's just the right side right now is just so burnt up. Sean can throw the ball way harder than what he is right now. But if you can't match up, and that's the difficult part too, getting in that deep. If you do juice one down the lane, it might actually squirt on you.
I love it.
Let's go. Come on.
Do it. Yeah! Always a showman. Always a showman. I mean, technically you got to change it to 0 on the scoreboard, but the score doesn't matter.
That was awesome.
Hey, leave that.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Jeff, don't change that. Leave that.
Yes, leave it. It's okay. Pollock won. It's fine.
It just doesn't matter, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I may have to. Now I got work to do when I get home.
Just say you got to cut a highlight reel replay here. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Still a good showing here for Rash, so he's going to wind up taking home, let's see, $500 for finishing 4th, so not a bad payday for him. Just getting himself tuned up for the tour.
I'm sure he did just fine in brackets as well.
Probably.
We're not kicking Jason out.
No,
for a match with his brother. I mean, obviously he's going to stay in here and make the call on that, but what suggestion, if Jessie came to you right now and threw a couple practice shots and got a little lost, what suggestion would you make to him at this point in time?
So let me tell you that he would never come to me and ask me for advice because I tell you, I have 16 games under my belt this entire season.
He's
and
probably
this will
got
probably
16
be the last
in the last
time I'm
2 days.
So he's not going to come ask me. But I'm hoping that he was down here watching Sean. At least to see some of those shots. Yeah. I mean, Jessie has a little bit more ball speed than what Sean does, at least what Sean was showing there. So hopefully he can, at least, whether he's with loft and gutter caps or whatever, but he needs to do something.
He's going to have to figure it out pretty quick here, yeah, exactly.
He's going to have to figure it out pretty quick.
Is this the first time someone in your family's made the stepladder here?
No, I've made the stepladder.
You've made the stepladder before, too?
A couple years ago I did. I got 3rd.
Okay.
Made a Facebook post this morning hoping that a bus was going to make the finals, and we have at least one, so that's good.
Well, the sentimental favorite absolutely is the guy coming into this next match right here, so that's huge.
How many buses were in the field overall between you, your brother, cousins?
So there's going to be myself, Jessie, Aaron, Erica, Ryan, Shane, and I do believe that's it.
Okay. That's more than a handful.
Looks like he's in
deeper,
further than what Rash was.
And I think it's the ball speed that's going to help him out here.
I agree. So it's not like I want to get off this, but I want to be able to yell and scream if possible.
You can be a homer in the booth. You can absolutely be. I have zero issues with being a homer in the booth.
Okay,
I've done
I'm
it
going
with-
to turn myself off, and I'll maybe interject a little bit here and there, but I want to be able to scream and yell like I need to be
Yeah.
for him.
Well, just when you guys scream, hit your slider, away you go. So, it's I
It's a
used
monumental moment
to,
here,
I used
man.
to joke on
Sure,
Extra
we-
Frame with Lenny Borst Jr. because Lenny's a good friend of mine. I'm like, hey, I'm from Wisconsin. I'm a homer. Yep, you're going to get a little homerism here and there if he's in the stepladder. So,
Yeah, and it's just even better that it's Dad's tournament. And,
Yeah.
and we don't need a bus to win, but it would be absolutely fantastic if he would get it done here.
Has Jessie won this one?
No, this is
No,
his first time
this
making the
is first-
step ladder.
Really?
He's been super close, I think, a few years, but
Awesome.
you know how it goes. I mean,
Oh, absolutely, man.
geez, man.
Good deal. Well, looks like Jessie is, I think he threw an absolute a little bit in practice there. He's going to go over to an attention star S2 here.
So Thomas is telling me that this is Jesse's second time making the
Oh, okay.
finals, so that's all right.
Well, there is a historian there. Thanks, Mr. Endress.
yeah, there's quite a few people in the chat just going, it would be appropriate for a bus to win. Go Jessie. Go Jessie. You're my boy, Blue. There's a "You're my boy,
Thanks,
Blue" in the
Red.
chat.
I wish I could see the Facebook post just to see
Hold on.
who are some
Hold
of
on.
these people that are
Let me
commenting.
scroll back up here. Who did the Chris Drews? You're
Chris
my boy,
Drews.
Blue.
Yeah, Chris Drews
So-
is Jesse's probably best friend. He is their college teammates, college roommates.
Okay.
Chris is Jesse's boy. So
Chad Svensson, who I know
Chad
from
Svensson is
UW Whitewater days, and Chad's watching.
Chad is Jess. I believe they might have bowled nationals together. They might be on the same nationals team. Chad, why are you not here?
You get here now.
There's a couple. His Whitewater teammate, John Shallow, I know is good friends with Jeff Johnson. They bowl some over/under doubles tournaments, that type of thing. So
Yeah, and Shallow I think is on that same, might be the same,
Yeah,
10,
same
10 guys
10
that
guys.
go to nationals.
Yeah. So
Shallow's not here. What, John, if you're watching, why are you not here?
Yeah.
You're here every other year, buddy.
Chad and
You need to get back here.
Chad and John had a team at the H5G shootout in Sussex. I live streamed back in the first weekend in December, and they finished in second. They had a nice run in that tournament. That's not an easy tournament then, where you get guys like Erick Pollock and Cam Crow on the same team.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, there you
yeah,
go.
That's
and
stacked.
and Svensson and Shallow they knocked them off in the semifinal match. Couldn't get through Dave Barris, Chad Moss, and that Red Carpet Lanes team, as they're so known. And let's kick off.
Semifinal
Good
match
shot.
underway. Ooh, runs it by an 8-pin. Winner of this, get your number 1 seed, Kevin McCune. Lots of bowling left here, boys. Lots of bowling left.
Sean Rash, it's a jackpot
That's paid.
on the candy machine as he's trying to get out the door. Sorry, Sean. Didn't mean to call you out on air.
Yeah, you do. You're going to buy a $10
Snickers
ticket.
bar.
Come back to me, buddy. might even be 20.
Snickers bar. It's nice seeing guys like McCune and Rash support this event. That they're able to make it. The tour season wasn't going. Past years, it's been first week of January, and the tour season's been off and running. And so, they know the legend of Richie Buss from being around here, and they've heard about it. Sean's been educated about it with moving to the area, and it's just nice that, the respect they give when they come in and bowl this event.
Make a good shot here.
That follow-through looked a little odd from what I've seen earlier.
Pushed it right a little bit. Yep.
The little added pressure that's got to be sitting in the back. How do you get that out of the back of your mind at this point in time? Because it's there.
Absolutely. Where do you take it? Like, okay, tell you what, this is Dad's tournament. I'm
Right.
going to go after this. It's. I don't know. What's your brother thinking?
Right.
I don't have a clue, but I know what I would be thinking. It's one frame, and it's you open. If you're going to open, you might as well open the first because it really doesn't, sheet it for.
270.
Yeah. So you're still fine.
I tend to wait to usually like the 8th or 9th or 10th when I really need an open frame. That's when I usually like to wait for them. So that's.
Yeah, that's how I usually do it.
Yeah.
There, he just went
If
like,
you're going to mess it up, you might as well mess it up good.
Why not?
Absolutely.
he's talking to himself all the way from the back of that approach. Still talking to himself.
Look here. That's a great
All right,
shot.
better shot.
Boy. That seems like it's going to be the trick. If you can keep left and keep it closer to the head pin on the break point instead of pushing it. Once you push it right, it's out of bounds. The ball's either going to burn up, never make it back, and especially with his ball speed. So the tighter the better, I think.
Slow and steady. Don't muscle it through there as deep as he is.
And even though Pollock's been pretty deep on the left side in the front part of the lane, he's finding a way to get through the friction the Rays have created in the fronts. Now the Rays are dealing with that mid lane burn off, and it's been real interesting for Pollock to make a lot more subtle adjustments than we've seen for the righties.
I think it's starting to transition just a little bit more for him right now.
I agree.
That was a pretty good shot, and that didn't peel off the spot nearly as good as what his other shots had. So
He doesn't seem to be thinking about changing to another ball, which is, we saw the pocket 7-10 to end last match. Now early on in this match, you got the wrap 7. You just keep, riding what got you here, apparently, for Pollock in his brain.
And he should. I mean, fantastic player.
Dance with what brung you. That's a good spare.
It's an early 1 mark advantage for Pollock. Going into the 3rd frame. This is one of those times where I wish that the guys would be willing to have a
Microphone?
microphone on them, except I'd have to holler from here because I don't have earpieces. Do something like that. So, and it's kind of obnoxious to bowl with a headset on, so it doesn't work really well. I saw some guys bowling with earbuds. I don't know if I could pull that off. Bowling with earbuds?
There's no way I could do it. I already have enough mental issues going on when I'm trying to bowl, let alone,
I think that's most of us.
Yeah. There's a lot of people with great physical games that
Can't get out of their own way. It's pretty close.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, that's the smattering of applause for Pollock right now is to be not unexpected. Oh, okay, he got a strike.
Yay.
And you'll hear the crowd that's
So Jessie doubles here.
Yeah.
The roof might come off the building.
it's just a little bit of surprise. There's nothing wrong with being a homer at this point in time for these fans. I mean, get out there, get loud. I mean, you want your guy to win. Let the other guy know about it. I think sometimes in bowling we get that little bit too much, respect. Good guy, bad guy it if you have to.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think if he gets a couple here, you might hear that.
Okay. I'm hoping.
Well, I can tell you that if I
hear it
wasn't
out of
on
the
this,
booth.
if I wasn't on here, I would be yelling.
That's pretty good. Whoa, go. Whoa.
Wow. That looked like it turned and it stopped and it started turning again.
Kind of saw the same situation with Rash, though, is that Rash's ball picked up like that, but only the difference was because of the ball speed, I think, Rash's just continued and went through the nose. Jessie's just kind of still laying off on him.
And once again, it's one of those things where you have no more room to the left because you can't start that swing. You're going to whack it into the ball return. We got the spare. I don't know if we got a beer down or what's going on. Something going on.
We possibly have a beer down from that group. Absolutely, it's probably a beer down. Good Lord.
Some people, you can't take them anywhere.
Salute the fallen soldier.
I'm not supposed to cuss on here, so I can't say what I want to say.
It's the internet.
Get your shit
It's the
together,
internet.
man.
Yeah, there you go. It's the internet. There's no FCC
And I'm
here.
sure half the people on here know that I have a sailor
Right.
mouth anyway, so whatever.
As soon as they heard you were coming on, I hope he's got a delay.
I did some stuff with a couple guys at Bayside Bowl, Frankie and Ding Dong, and to know the terms Frankie and Ding Dong, the commentary isn't all that serious. Wow, that's a serious 9-pin, however. Yikes. And Ding Dong, one of his favorite saying is the Frank's Red Hot thing. I put that shit on everything.
Everything.
he put some shit on that one.
All right,
So
well, I guess
that was pretty good. Right. We
we
try to
won't-
avoid the F.
Yeah, we won't drop the F-bomb.
Yeah,
but
we try to avoid the F-bombs. But yeah, it's Ding Dong's catchphrase. Bury it in the pocket. He just put that shit on everything. A little over-the-shoulder look here as he's shooting at the 9-pin.
Excellent camera work, Phil.
Oh, you get enough of them, you better make them look good.
Yeah, thanks for being able to put, like, you were live streaming on every single pair today.
Yeah,
That is
it's
phenomenal.
well, I actually, as much as people hate hearing the term Bolero once in a while, but Bolero was kind enough with the PBA LBC National Championships when they accepted my bid for it that I could invest in enough equipment. We had to do 40 lanes at Bolero Wauwatosa the first year of the tournament. Now we're doing 32 at a time for the LBCs at Bolero Mount Prospect. So it helped me obtain enough equipment that I can do all this stuff. And there's really only one other entity that does what I do, and that's Bowl TV, and they're not going to come to an event like this.
Nope, they're not.
So, and that's it's a nice hole I get to fill for the bowling world with. Wow, somebody really got into that one. That camera was shaking. Eddie Money was singing along with that camera right there.
Whoa.
Right. Hey, we got a John Serbinsky sighting. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope all is well out in Western New York. I always enjoyed it. I didn't get the chance to talk to John much when I was on Extra Frame, but there were a couple of times we were at South Point during the World Series of Bowlings out there, and Jessie and John would be having lunch, and we'd sit around and just yap for a minute or two.
Sure.
So, and just, once again, another guy that's just, you wish he'd catch a break. Sometimes bowling is just catching the right break at the right time and just.
It can be cruel to all the wrong
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean? It's just,
Oh, not
boy.
happy.
yikes. Rushed through on that one a little bit, I think.
But, yeah, nice to see John Serbinsky in the chat. Mike Dole as well.
John and
That's
Mike.
That's a Rockford guy right there.
Dole,
With
Mike,
Dole. Relocated Rockford.
Mike, we tried to get him down here. He's
Still stuck up in Michigan.
he's tired of losing. He's tired of getting second. I understand why he's not here. I love you, Mike.
The booth is stacked.
Hello,
Steve
Mr.
Davis
Dole.
says.
He's probably laughing. John, you need to be here just once. I know that's a long flight, but
Yeah. Hold on.
at least you're watching.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
You saw it hooking back.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes a second look at it like he wasn't expecting that much hook.
Come on, Justin.
So we're starting to pick up a little bit of transition for him. Well, if Jessie can, I'll tell you this. If Jessie can strike up here and double,
Put
that's
some
gonna
pressure on him
that's
for
gonna
sure.
stick in Erick's mind because Erick now just had two things that happened that were not. He didn't throw a good shot,
Yep.
and then he had an unexpected result with with his spare. So if Jessie can get after him here, that's really for the first time. That's really gonna put a lot of pressure on Erick, I think.
Get ready for the rocking and rolling here on the lane 14 cam. It's starting already. Somebody's getting aggressive. Ooh. Returns the favor. Same leave.
This is going
in
to be
the
a battle
mirror.
here.
He's in between balls right now. He was throwing a Storm Absolute before, and that ball just didn't quite want to get around the corner. That S2 is definitely getting around the corner. Not that I'm a ball rep, but
If anybody on the chat has any info that you'd like me to share to Jesse, let me know. If you want him to move a certain way, let me know. Phil will pass it on.
Phil will pass it on. I'm not doing it. Big spare here. Attaboy.
All right, come on.
And that little bit of rotational difference hitting that front pin, the difference between the chop that Pollock had and the spare for Bus. Bowling is all, it's like billiards. It's all about angles. Making sure that they're right at the right time.
Geometry-filled madness. Jessie can strike here. I'll be down by 9.
There's a reason why one of the best bowlers in the world was a physics major.
Yeah, that guy's
It's
still
college
that
days.
guy's still really good. Oh man,
He's just
we still have a match here though. Nothing's set in stone at all.
And
It's gonna
because
be an 11 pin
part of me
difference.
thinks you liked that shot when he let it go. The way he backed up.
this is just one of those things where you can't really trust going back out to the right at all, even throwing it harder just because of the length of the pattern? You can't trust that outside?
It's gone.
Yeah.
You can't. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Dang.
And I think even if you did try to trust it, because Jesse's got the speed to go right and zip something up the lane. Here's the problem with all of the.
But it's
with
super hard if he's doing it.
It's going to be so black and white out there. You almost take your chances staying left and trying to do it that way.
He's going to need some help here.
Pollock with the advantage of about 22 if he fills a frame here. If not, it's going to be
tight.
About 10.
That's a pretty good shot.
It's going to be
That's the way to fill a frame.
That is how you do it.
Yep.
Pollock had last week and a half or so at the Beloit Daily News tournament, had 2 300s, one in qualifying, one in the semifinals. Not too often that somebody pops a couple of perfect games in the same week in the same tournament.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm going to actually try to get to that tournament next year. I keep seeing it every year, and I only normally do 2 or 3 tournaments a year, but I really want to get to that just because of the length of it. I think it's 15.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure the
You
format.
bowl a
It's
couple,
five,
you bowl a couple of
squads,
five,
and then it's
couple of 5-game squads to qualify, and it's Todd Chell has done a lot to bring that tournament back up to where it's been, and the hosts at Viking Lanes and Beloit have done a spectacular job as well. I saw the Facebook posts and bowlers that were there, and I saw 0 bad. The 4 leans. I saw 0 posts about any bowlers complaining about anything. Usually somebody's got, they have a bad block, they bitch about something. There was no, hey, Beloit Daily News didn't work out for me like it should have, stuff like that. And I like bowlers jamming their finger in somebody else's ribs.
You're right.
Not my fault. Shiv them. So, holy crap.
So Jesse's in a world of hurt here. He needs,
If he can get onto a double here, we'll see what he's got.
Just so everybody knows, our audience has doubled live since we've gotten Jason in the booth. So
absolutely, that is why.
You're a man among men.
Man among men. Listen to this guy.
He's good at it.
Look at how
See it.
Yeah,
He's in jail, man.
It's not going to make the corner. Yeah, it's the only thing. I mean, I'm not counting Jesse out, but it's pretty much done here. Kevin is going to have maybe a little bit of a sliver of hope just because he can rip it like his dad. So
I'll say that's the difference. I was going to say that too. That's the difference. If there's going to be anybody here that might be able to take it down ball speed wise, the guy that's on the number 1 seed throws it the hardest of anybody in the field.
Yes, he does.
And his dad was real good at it too.
And still is.
And still is. 2.
Okay.
Hit it thin enough on the 2-pin and not deflect.
Boy, they are brutal on the right now.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think he's thinking here?
You got to throw a Hail Mary here. I mean, I don't know if he can get. He's going to go back to that absolute. If he can get even more left, possibly maybe a little bit of loft and just keep it tighter to the head
Slow
pin.
it down. Yeah,
just.
And some players with their ball roll can slow wheel it.
Yeah.
There's no way Jesse could do that with the trash on the right outside of a certain point.
That's a pretty good shot. Here we go. Yep, bumped a little bit left and just got soft with the hand a little bit. I think he soften up that hand pressure, get that thing through that spot.
He's going to need a lot of help here.
So 202 the max.
Yeah, I don't know that it's going to be
for Jesse.
But I'm always a glass half full guy, but
it's not over until the last frame is bowled.
100%, I agree, but I'm talking about Erick here, and he's not going to miss. I mean, he doesn't have the issues that the righties are going to have here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's money.
That's about the only thing that's going to slow him down.
Yeah, right. He's just not going to carry, but he's going to pick it up. So
nice to see the graphics department remind us this is the 3rd of 4 stepladder matches.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Glad you're on the ball. Also. Hey, that corner looks a little empty right now. Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Forgot to push the button.
On spare here, we're still going to have, what, about a 21 pin match?
Yeah. It's not like Pollock can change the attitude at all
No.
because okay is not bad right now. I mean, a wrap 7, if you guarantee him a wrap 7 in every one of these last couple of shots, he'll take it.
No, he will.
Make
But
it.
Jessie also has to strike out.
Yeah.
So
You know,
not that he can't, but it's going to be a.
we were talking about your dad earlier too. What about the banner?
The banner's awesome.
Talk about the banner a little bit. That is, we showed a picture of it.
I
here
don't know
earlier.
who brought it, but it is absolutely awesome, and it is awesome that the Johnson family came up with the banners across for every
Yes.
winner. This event is turned into way more than we ever thought that it would, and I hope it keeps going. You know, wherever JJ decides to take this, he's done nothing but great things for it. So hopefully he can keep going.
I think it'll continue on. Big shot here.
That's in a little bit.
That's
I was gonna
in.
say that's
Whoa.
in. Absolutely.
Okay. See, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not quite over
close-up.
here.
And look at the age of the logo on that bat. That's like the
That's the
1997
90
PBA.
logo. Yes, exactly.
Jessie and I both still have shirts, and I was going to wear it. If it wasn't such a terrible color, I'm not sure what Dad was thinking when he picked that shirt out. But I have, and Jesse's worn one a few years before with Dad's name on the back, and I have when I put it on, and I'm like, there's no chance.
Can't do it.
I
Yep.
can't wear this. But anyhow, we both have the old logos. We even still have the old balls. But you remember the punches that they would put in the? Oh, he damn near missed that. You remember the old punches when you went through?
Yeah, the mill hole.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you still have those.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Well, we do have a match here, boys. We're talking.
Yeah.
Jesse's got a.
Let's go here.
Jess can get out here. This is going to be huge.
Let's go here.
So 202 the max for Bus, and that would that force a mark and solid counts on both ends of the 10th frame
Come on, Jesse.
for Pollock.
Big shot.
Push.
Oh, yeah, he's got that one lined up. Here we go.
I don't think he was sure of that until 59 feet.
I'm not sure. He's the crowd favorite. Are you hearing about this? Yeah, right.
Like, he wanted to be sure about it. He thought everything was really good on the shot, and it took till 59 feet where he's like, yeah, it's flush.
To me, that was a shot of matter of I have tried everything. Please make sure this works. Great shot. A lot of maple moxie there.
How tough is it? And now you're going back to 5-step from a 3. You've got room for your body and your swing. How tough is that to change back and forth, shot to shot?
Yeah.
That's some serious talent.
Whoops. Oh, no.
He thought it was good, too.
Gonna fill here. And unfortunately, that's
the way-
going to take care of it.
Yeah, that's not the way he wanted to go out. He wanted to go out fighting, wanted to put the pressure on Pollock to step up and beat him and not just hand it over in the 10th.
So I think what would make, what would make for better TV finals, I think you need to get old Sean Rash on the mic here.
Well, that'd be fun. Bring Sean in on this.
Well, I'll leave you alone with Sean. Don't worry none about that.
Final score, 167, Jesse Buss. Erick Pollock is going to move on here. He's going to take on Kevin McCune in the finals.
Well, gentlemen, it's been fun.
Jason, it's nice
Thank
to
you
meet
so
you in
much,
person.
man.
Sir,
Appreciate you.
I hope you're back next year.
I hope so, too.
And we can keep doing this.
I got the weekend open. All Jeff's got to do is make the call.
Very sweet.
I think
So,
you should make the
absolutely.
call.
And I might have to bring somebody to help me tape all this crap down next year. I'm too old for this.
I thought you had help. JJ posted
No.
that you had help. You had to do it all yourself.
I
Oh,
did
Jay-
it all myself. I got to keep the cost low for the proprietors, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
One-man band.
One-man band.
You're the man. Thank you
gotta
for
do
coming.
it. Absolutely. Thanks, Jason.
Jason, thanks, buddy. Appreciate
Yep,
you,
thanks,
man.
Dan, for coming.
All right, and with that, it'll be McCune and Pollock in the championship match.
It's going to be a good one. Like I said, Pollock, of course, being on the left-hand side here, he's got no traffic. McCune can throw it harder than he can throw it as hard as his dad. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so I think that's going to really come into play. I think that's the only chance you got. Moving left and slow wheeling it is so touch and go. So I'm curious to see in practice here what Kevin's going to do.
Yeah. Something tells me slow is not in his vocabulary for the 4 practice balls. He's going to just it'll probably take him a minute and a half to throw his practice. Mm-hmm. He knows what, it's just like his dad. Knows what he wants to do, knows what he's going to do. It's no screwing around in the approach.
Nope.
Let's let it go. Boom.
Throwing piss rockets. Final score. Looks like we've got. What do we got
Let's
there?
bring it up here.
197, 167 is your final score. $800 goes to Jessie Buss. Phenomenal job on that, man. Great run.
For Pollock again will be number 1 to Kevin McCune. Kevin, you will receive 2 balls on each lane whenever you're ready.
So I can show you some tricks and stuff.
And here comes Nuke.
My goodness. How do you throw it that hard? I'm in the hot file.
Throw it like a man. That's the only time I can get away with that with Kevin McCune without getting punched in the face is on a telecast. Guarantee you I can never say that again.
Wait until he leaves and then pack everything up. We're still on the air until
Yeah.
he leaves?
Yeah, exactly.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
If I tried to throw the ball that hard, I'm in the hospital now.
Yeah.
It's just.
Well, you look at, once again, everybody talks about how hard he can throw the ball, how he can rev it up, all that other stuff. But, it's like his dad, too. Boy, when you watch him get inside to 4th or 5th arrow and just float it when he has to. Yeah.
He's deadly at it. He
Yeah.
can do it.
So, one more shadow ball for McCune. Something tells me he's going to let Pollock start the match on the left lane. Or maybe not. Actually, you know what? Pollock's had some trouble on that left lane. Maybe he'll.
Maybe he elects to start.
Maybe
that
he
way
elects
can-
to start on the left lane. So, and once again, watching the scores that McCune shot today. No problems with changing over from the ball companies, changing over to Rotogrip now, where he's at. He's not happy with the ball reaction, though, looking at that look on the way back. It's light, bouncing around. Just looking at a little advice from Sean there,
Rash
maybe?
there. Yep. Sean was on the telecast here a couple games ago. He knows what's going on out there. I mean, for crying out loud, Kevin shot 276 the last game. Game 8.
Oh, let me just. All right. Boom, we're underway.
We have been joined by Sean Rash. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Excellent bowling today.
Thanks.
It's kind of a shaking the rust off event for you. I mean, you've had a lot of clinics and stuff over the last 3 or 4 months, so I can imagine the competitive bowling really hasn't been out there for you.
Well, we don't have any competitive bowling between May and December.
Right. The league was about it.
Yeah, we bowled in September when the Las Vegas High Rollers took down the Elias Cup, but realistically, like you said, it's been more of clinics and coaching and pro-ams and everything else, which has been very good for our sport. It's been good for all the players, all the manufacturers, everyone in general, growing the game.
Yeah, you've been hustling to get these clinics going. It seems like more and more proprietors are realizing the value of having you and bowlers like Stephanie Zavala or Danielle McCune as well on the ladies' end of things there to work with their players. I mean, sure, you have pro shop operators that can coach and give lessons of that, but you guys can give a unique look at the coaching aspect from all your time on tour.
Yeah, we've built a pretty good team. Great shot by Erick. You count EJ in there, Kyle Troop in there, Frankie. Those guys and ladies worked the most with me this year. But I had 26 different people work this year. Last year I had 27 people work. We did 30 events last year, 29 a year this past year. So, almost 60 events the last 2 years, and proprietors and pro shops across the country and around the world are realizing the benefit of helping their customers get better.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate goal. As I get older and, the injuries have definitely taken a toll on the body, but I've always been given a lot in this sport, and I want to give back, twofold. So he likes it. So the pair has changed for him. The right lane was bad for him against Zagar. Now the right lane's gotten better. As he's crossing, he's moving just a little bit, but he's not making drastic moves like the right-handers are. The one downfall, whether you want to complain right-handed, left-handed, is you got so much more traction on the burn-up lanes. It probably would have been a little different format in the finals if it was a fresh pair, but Erick's bowling really good. You can't take anything away from him. He's taking advantage of every opportunity. He's made his spares. I think he's got one open frame, one missed spare makeable, right?
Yep.
So he's bowling great, and no one's put any pressure on him. So it'll be interesting to see Kevin's decision. He wanted to throw it harder than everybody else has, and
I can't holler throw it like a man again, but
no, Hetman took out the 5 there. But he's going to throw 2 different balls, and he's going to, he wants to bowl fast. That's his type of play.
Yep.
And
Takes the mind out of it when you do it that way too.
it does, absolutely. But it also gets into a mindset different than Erick's, right? Erick's been bowling very slow.
Yep.
There's been a lot of 2 shots going down the lane. I would almost tell you right now 215 is a winner.
Okay.
It's just really hard to bowl a good game on this pair. And I was trying to explain to Jared, I like to watch, of course, but I also like to watch who's on the pair. I started on 9 and 10 today, and on this pair there was 2 two-handers, both throwing urethane the first game of the tournament, which will stretch the pattern extremely fast, of course. And it doesn't matter what urethane ball it is either, it's just going to stretch the pair. And it's stretched it a lot on the right lane. The right lane is extremely tight down lane, and now the left lane is blowing up and in front. So as we started to move, game 6, 7, we threw it over the gutter a little bit, not as much as we do on tour, probably because the rev rate's not as high in this event compared to tour events. But when you're dealing with a bunch of oil down lane, it's really hard to get the ball to go through them the right way. And on the flip side, not as hard for him, but every time he's thrown it hard, he's done that.
He's done that. Yep.
He did it once against me, and I wasn't able to take advantage of it early in the match. I think it was the 4th frame. But when your opponent opens 3 out of 5 frames, it's pretty easy to relax and just throw the ball.
Yep. Completely agree there. Yeah, he hasn't had a whole lot of pressure applied to him, so we're kind of curious to see what this is going to do.
Yeah, this is the first time he's been behind, right?
Behind, yeah.
Yep.
Zagar might have been ahead of him for a little bit early, but he opened early too.
yeah, they were trading strikes and spares. Nobody was putting doubles together early in that opening match.
Yeah, I don't think there's been more than a 4-bagger on the pair. Jessie had a double. I had a double. He's had a 3-bagger and a 4-bagger against me. But
Excellent double, by the way. I did see that.
yeah. For anybody watching, make sure you use glue for your inserts.
That's
what I
called it.
I called it.
Yep.
I didn't break anything. I just ripped it out with my massive hand pressure that I have and rev rate.
I had a pro shop guy I was going to had a bad batch of glue for his inserts, and I had an outer sleeve come out and almost put the ball into his ceiling. And, as soon as it happened to me, I'm like, it's got to be the glue because the way those locking mechanisms work on the Jopo, there's no way that inner's coming out.
That's close.
Lightning Blackout's looking really good for
Yeah,
Kevin
and this is
right
one
now.
of his favorite balls, right? He's just switched companies.
Yep.
He was with Hammer for a few years, and now he's on the Rotogrip team. And I've talked to him quite a bit. We talked, being a team member of his, right? I want to see him win the event as much as I want to see Erick win too. Being a Wichita State alum, I'd rather my guy on the same team win here, right?
Same here. Yep.
Just kind of give him a little bit of a chat, asked him what his thoughts were. He threw the first 2 shots with the Exponent Pearl, and they hooked too much on the right lane. And then he threw the blackout on the right and it looked great. So
Exponent Pearl was always an overlooked ball, I felt. I personally liked. I loved mine. Still have mine.
Yeah, Exponent Pearl is a great ball. Very underrated for the price point, especially in a high friction surface here. HPLs. I don't know how old this surface is, but I know it's at least 15 or 20 years old. That was better speed.
Yep.
Better bounce, better speed. Great double there from Erick after the rebound. Got some people chirping here, which is fine, right? You need to. It's
There's more people chirping now than there were for Bus in the as the homer last
Everybody
match.
was holding their breath during
I
the
guess
Jessie
so,
match.
yeah.
Well, this tournament's named after his father, of course. I never met the man. If I did, it was years ago. I've known Jessie for a very long time. His wife actually introduced me to my wife in Rockford at Cherry Bowl. But I've always wanted to bowl this event. This is the first time I've bowled. I'm glad I did. A lot of people came out today, over 100 entries, I believe.
Yep.
And that one was slow and elbowish.
And I'm sure that chop of the 247 last game is going to suddenly pop back in his head.
Yeah,
shoot at it.
anytime you miss a spare, you have to shoot it again the next time you're thinking about the one you just missed. And that's why you normally miss it again.
Yep.
Whether it's a single pin, multi-pin spare, it's just is what it is.
How cruel the game is, too. If you flag a 10-pin, what do you do the next frame?
You normally flag another one.
You got it. Yep.
Or you make it and you tell yourself you're proud of yourself.
There we go.
And the short celebration.
Kevin is operating fast here, man.
Yeah,
he
he's,
just
he's
gets up
putting
and
pressure
goes.
on, right? He doesn't think a whole lot like his dad. I don't know about his grandpa, but that was left. That one's not going to strike. Too hard.
Is it just you can throw it so hard the head pin can't do anything?
Well, yeah, there's no movement from any type of bowling ball after 45 feet, right? The pattern's 40 feet, but it's been stretched to 45, 46 feet with all the bowling ball play that's gone down. The ball's still going to the right as it is supposed to be going left.
It's supposed to be making that move, yeah.
But this is the first time that, he has control now over Erick. And he gets to finish on his, his better lane is actually the right lane because he can throw it hard, hit the pocket, maybe in strike, maybe leave something like a 5-pin or a 7-pin, something that's easy to make.
That's just because it's tighter down lane for him.
Correct. That's a little left.
That was a little unusual. Once again, the head pin just isn't acting the way it should.
Did he just say
Don't baby it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's trying to be careful, right? You have to be. This is what true bowling is. It's all about feel and touch and everything. And Kevin's got great touch, but when the lanes are ugly, it reminds me of the old U.S. Opens where you hit the pocket, you make your spares, you catch a double. You don't worry about what the cover of the bowling ball is.
Right.
You're trying to hit your target. You catch a double, you bowl 210, 220,
And stay in contention.
Yeah.
And jump spots, actually. Yep.
By the way, I got to say congratulations on the great conversion of the Big Four at the end of your match. That was
Yeah,
I made the Big Four.
That was
the Big Four.
awesome.
Oh, I did? Oh.
That was awesome. That was spectacular.
Hey, I had to do something fun because
I
I
mean-
definitely didn't give Erick much of a competition.
Oh, and then between that and the Flying Eagle last year at the All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
That's a pretty good shot.
Yep.
Erick's still behind by a few pins count-wise, but can put a serious pressure on Kevin here in the 8th.
You know what? If you make the All-Star Weekend again this year, two-handers versus one-handers, you could be the first person to make a Flying Eagle with string pins. I don't know how long they're going to get that string.
I don't
to
know.
go for that.
Yeah, so somebody asked that. I think they'll probably use regular pins for trick shots, but I don't think they're doing trick shots this year at the All-Star. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
There's a lot of issues, in my opinion, on how or I shouldn't say issues.
Yeah.
How are you going to do a strike derby
Right.
with string pins? I think they're working on that. Maybe use 3 lanes this year
I
like
think
we did
they're
a few
using
years
3
back.
lanes, yeah.
How many times you have to stop the clock because of that? I think there's ways to So it looked to me like he moved in a little bit to try to create some push through the front, and it just didn't make it all the way around the corner. I don't know what ball he's throwing. I know it's blue, and that's about it. I think it's a track ball. I'm sure someone could tell me through social media real quick, but that one just didn't have enough giddy up down there at the end. But that would have put some heat on Kevin. Kevin can actually go up here in the 8th and 9th and almost shut him out.
I say almost close it out.
But make Erick really think about it. Kevin bowled really good towards the end of the qualifying too. Not surprised that he led with his rev rate and ball speed and knowledge of how to bowl.
Oh my.
That was left the whole way.
So yeah, he finished out with 78, 38, 38, 76. My goodness.
I thought I was going to catch him.
You did in game 8.
Yeah.
But maybe you still had a chance. You walked by the booth and went, nope.
Yeah, I struck in the 9th, and I thought I'd have a crack at it. So we got a 1-pin match here now. And what went to his good lane, now Kevin has to finish on that lane, which he thought was good. And by the way, 215 is high already.
Yeah.
Yep.
For all your sports betting needs, the Sean Rash tout service. Oh, wow.
And
Are you kidding me?
That's just oil down lane. That's what urethane bowling balls do. I don't care what anybody says. It drastically changes the lane condition. And the more and more people use it, and today you didn't need to use it.
Oh.
40-foot pattern. It's a modified house pattern. There's friction at the track. You could play anything and throw any bowling ball. Now people, the things that people tell me is like, oh, Sean, you're not good at throwing urethane. And you know what? That's true. I'm not great at it because I don't throw it.
Yeah.
I throw the other bowling balls because I'd rather throw those. My other argument to that is you have to match up your rev rate and ball speed with any bowling ball that you throw.
Great shot. Great shot.
Huge spare.
For the guy maybe shoots that once a decade, it's a quality cover.
Yeah, with your rev rate, with how you throw the ball, urethane's not going to match up to you.
No, I throw it too hard.
So why throw it? It's just to throw it because everybody else is? Well, that's last I checked, that's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, it's going to get me the same score as when I throw reactive. I mean, last year in Wichita, our first event of the year, the first block I threw a tour dynamics, and I bowled 280 over, and I was in second. I led for a while. Mm-hmm. The next block, everyone threw urethane. I tried to throw the same ball, and I bowled even. And I went from second to out of the cut, and I had no chance. Third block, I threw urethane, and I bowled 150 over. If I would have thrown urethane in the second block, I'd probably make the cut at the players. But, ooh, that's got to go.
Good.
Yeah, it fell off balance. I don't think he liked it off his hand. But it's a choice, right? You have to make those choices.
1-pin match, but advantage with that strike in the 9th to Pollock.
Yeah, definitely. Erick can get up here and throw a double in the 10th and win.
Shut it out.
Be back-to-back years with the lefty. You're trying to zoom in on the ball. Look at you.
Somebody said
fancy.
effect tour in the chat. I'm not sure if that's actually.
Looks like a widow of some kind.
It might be the new widow. Isn't the new widow blue? I don't know.
I think the new widow's blue. That's definitely a black
That's a widow.
That's a widow. There we go.
Widow.
Brand new widow hasn't even been released yet. Right?
That I don't know.
I mean, they announced it.
No, they announced it. I don't know. I pay attention to our stuff.
Good to have the spy cam on occasion.
That's got to go. Great
Big
shot.
Wow.
One more to win. Strike in 2.
Going to come back and do this again next year?
I will definitely try. I believe it's always the first weekend in January or second, right?
Yep. January 5th next year, I think we're doing this again. I think that's what it said on the score sheets.
This is the first time I've been able to bowl. Normally I'm doing clinics around the world or somewhere in the country. Lot going on. My 3 kids are starting to get a little older. I'm going to get home. They're going to probably already be in bed before school starts back up in my neighborhood tomorrow.
Gotcha.
And I know none of my kids are excited about it. My wife and I are, but
Yep.
strike to win. A
Ooh,
little hard.
Oh, got
Great
it.
shot.
Nice.
A little hard. Really good shot.
And there's the look of a champion.
Good call on that. Back-to-back years lefties. Mooney last year and Pollock this year.
Again, you got to bowl good, right?
Yep.
Doesn't matter
Right-handed, left-handed.
what hand you throw it with, how you throw it. He bowled very good in the stepladder. Kevin's going to move right and see if the right option would have been better, which it probably would have been.
Oh,
Two-handed
maybe.
backup.
You were saying?
I mean, I was going to throw in left-handed just to.
just to see it.
I'm a good 170 average bowler left-handed, probably. But
That's not bad. Oof.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah, it
matter.
didn't matter anyway, but
He bowled good. I'll guarantee you if Simonson was bowling in this finals,
he'd have been doing
it
it.
would have been a backup ball.
Yep, he'd have been doing it.
Our ball reps would have told him, and he would have, I mean, he's smart enough to know. Just when I heard that pair was a championship pair, I was hopeful there was no lefties in the final five.
Right.
But,
I hit that pair game 3.
and it probably was tight.
No, I hit it game 4, and I shot 170 with 3 splits. It just, that was game 4.
And the winner of
Erick
this
Pollock,
year's
your champion of the 15th Annual King Classic out here at Four Seasons Bowl in Freeport, Illinois.
And we should have a chance to get Eric up here in the booth. Sean, thanks for sitting in with us
no
for a
problem.
little bit, and safe travels. We'll see you out sometime.
Can't wait to sit in
this
my
year.
car on the way home. Quick shout out to Four Seasons, Jeff, Jared, their family did a great job today. Phil, you and your company being able to live stream all the pairs today. I've had a lot of people say, good stuff.
Thanks.
It's
appreciated.
Yeah, nice work. Congrats to Eric again. He bowled great.
Good to see you, buddy.
All right,
Have a
thanks,
good one.
Sean. All right. Hey, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you sitting in
Thank
with us.
you very much,
for this.
Phil.
It was a pleasure.
I'm outta here,
We'll do it
man.
again next year.
Yes,
Absolutely. Safe travels back home to Iowa, and we'll have our champion in the booth in just a minute.
Thanks much.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Like I said, you're in the booth next year if you want it. So I'll take it. All right. Thanks, brother. Good job. Good for you to know.
All right. Still trying to get Eric up here. We got pictures getting taken and stuff.
Thanks, Sean. Eric. Eric.
I was trying to get the champion up here. He's got a lot of people coming around.
Get that on you here. Congratulations. I'll bring us into the second here. Sit down right there. We'll have a conversation.
All right, we finally got him. You are a popular human being, Erick Pollock, but hey, when you win a title, especially a prestigious one like this with the King Classic in memory of Richie Buss,
Absolutely.
it means a lot, and the fans were talking to you on the way up here and stuff like that.
Yep.
How does it feel, first of all?
It's great. It's been a while since I've won something, so it's been a couple years. I'm getting older, so I'm going to be turning 49, so it's always nice when you can beat the young kids.
Yeah. You had to be a little bit worried at Star Stepladder. Sure, it's always the advantage being the lone on the side, whether you're right or left-handed. But as deep as these righties were playing, they were starting in your landing area.
Yeah.
How do you get around that to make the subtle adjustments in order to keep on track like you did?
So I spin it through the fronts a little bit, so it doesn't pick up pretty early for me. Very rarely do I ever get anything that picks up really early. But the right lane for the righties was just ridiculous. It was very hard. They had a lot of hang and a lot of hook, and it was very tough for them to figure it out. So.
What was the ball you were using? We were talking up here. It looked like you had. Everybody goes, it's got to be something new. Got to be something new.
Yeah, it's the new Widow.
Okay.
So, yep, Maniac, the Black Widow
okay.
Maniac.
Okay, so available in your pro shop pretty soon, especially Pollock Pro Shop.
Well, actually, so I sold my pro shops. I'm going to be moving to Indiana, but C&M Double Down Pro Shop.
At Liberty Lanes.
Yep.
Yeah, Liberty Lanes, where we have a PBA 50 regional. I've been streaming the last few years.
Yep.
So I know Jerry Morano and them pretty well over there. So what's the game plan for the rest of January for you?
So I got a tournament next week out in Arlington. It's like a Fuego tournament where it's a lot of doubles, pots, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then end of the month, we've got a couple Baker tournaments and stuff that we're doing.
All right. Well, awesome. Congratulations. You were in
Thank
the
you.
bet to win, I assume, on top of
Yes.
it?
Yep.
It's a nice little payday. And
It
you
was.
went through, Dan called it a murderer's row.
Yeah.
Today, and that you definitely did. So congratulations, and I'm sure we'll see you back here next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just happy that we actually had 3 Wichita guys in the finals.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Good. So awesome. Thanks, Erick. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in today here from Four Seasons Bowl in Freeport, Illinois. And we'll be hopefully back next year for the 16th annual King Classic. So for Dan Gifford in the booth, for our guests Jason Buss and Sean Rash, for our champion Erick Pollock, for the Johnson family, the tournament staff, and Four Seasons Bowl, for our sponsors Brunswick, Miller Lite, the Greater Freeport USBC, and Jumpin' Joe's. I'm $2 Phil Brylo. Hey, parents, take the kids because you know they're going to have fun for life, and we'll see you back here next year for the 16th annual King Classic. Good night, everybody.